morning students, welcome to SST So Simple tutorial. In the previous classes, we had read the division of economic activities as primary, secondary and tertiary. The criterion used for the division was the nature of activity. On the basis of this classification, we had analyzed the pattern of total production and employment in India. Then we read about organized and unorganized sectors. Here we had classified the economic activities on the basis of employment conditions. In today's video, we will learn about public and private sector. Based on the ownership, economic activities can be classified as public sector or private sector. Every economic activity has an owner. The owner owns the company's assets and is responsible for running the business. An economic activity which is owned and controlled by the government is called public sector. The management of such organizations or business is also in the hands of government. There are more than 300 public sector undertakings in India whose services we use every day. For example, Indian Railways, Air India, BSNL, NTPC, ONGC, etc. On the contrary, an economic activity which is owned, controlled and managed by an individual or a group of individuals is called a private sector. There is no government participation in such organizations. Private sectors are managed independently by the owners of the business. Even the capital required for the business are arranged by the owner themselves. Some examples of private sector, as you can see in the slide: Reliance, Tisco, Infosys, ITC, ICICI, Nestle, etc. Let us now see the objectives of these sectors. The main objective of public sector is to provide services to the citizen of the country. On the other hand, the main objective of private sector is to make profits. So, if you are asked to distinguish between private and public sector, you can make a table like this and write. Let us now see what services are provided by the public sector. Services that the government provides includes infrastructural development services, community support services, basic essential services. Let us see infrastructural development services first. There are several things needed by the society which the private sector will not provide at a reasonable cost. Some of these need spending a large sum of money. For example, construction of roads, bridges, railways, harbours, providing irrigation through dams, etc. If the private sector provides these things, they would charge a high rate for their use. So government has to undertake such heavy spending and ensure that they are available for everyone. Next, community support services. There are certain activities which the government has to support. For example, producing and selling electricity at cheap rates. If the government does not do these things, many small-scale units may close down. So, the government steps in here and supplies electricity at cheap rates, which these industries can afford. The government has to bear part of its cost. If you could remember, in class 9, we read about ration shops. What did the government do? The government used to purchase wheat and rice from the farmers at MSP, stored them in the FCI godowns and sold them to the consumers at a much lower price through the ration shops. What was the cost, if you remember? 2 rupees per kg or 3 rupees per kg. So the government is bearing the cost to support both the farmers and the consumers. Will the private sector undertake these activities? Think. Private sectors will not do anything unless they see profit in it. Thirdly, basic essential services. There are a large number of activities which are prime responsibility of the government. The government must spend on them. Just remember what we read in the development lesson. who will provide health and education facilities. Providing quality education, particularly primary education, is the duty of the government. There are many other problems like malnourishment, high IMR, unsafe drinking water, lack of housing facilities, etc., which need special attention. These problems can be solved only with the help of government. Thus, the government has to spend in all these areas because it has to look after the poor even though the spending is more. From this part of lesson, it is sometimes asked, explain the role of government in the public sector. So the points discussed just now, you can take up these points and explain them easily. This not only finishes your topic of the day but also lesson sectors of the Indian economy. I hope you have understood the three kinds of classification discussed. And also, please go through your textbook after watching this video for a better understanding. We will now meet with a new lesson. Till then, keep reading and have a nice time. Thank you.